You're on Candid Camera. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at is not a lineup of Antifa. This is, in fact, the organizers for the Crestone Energy Fair. And you're looking at Nick Navarez, Lisa Bodie, and Donovan Spitzman from left to right. And they're going to pull off one of the longest continuous energy fairs in history amidst a pandemic, and we're going to do it safely. And the way that we're organizing this is mostly an online event, and so all of you can participate in the comfort of your own quarantine basement with Joe Biden, if you prefer, or you could you could pre-record it on your TiVo and replay it and do all that fun stuff. But we are going to have a physical aspect to the event because we're actually going to be hosting the event on private property in the Crestone area, and we're looking for a small crowd. There's going to be a smaller turnout. So we expect mainly local people, people that are not wearing visors and masks while they drive. They'll probably show up, and fans of mine and fans of these people and fans of the Crestone Energy Fair and what it represents. So that being said, why don't we each, hopefully we can stay connected, starting with Nick, give us your thoughts on what you think this year's Energy Fair represents. And real quick, just to give our audience an idea of what they're going to encounter and what they may learn by attending virtually or in person.
Sure. Thank you for having us, Diamond. So we, this year, because of the scenario that's going on, we're trying to streamline it into a one-day program. We're going to have 3 symposiums that'll happen throughout the day, in addition to your keynote speech. The first one will focus on...
it's a sustainable gardening symposium. Then we go into alternative construction panel, and then into the alternative energy. And then Diamond, our keynote speaker.
Yeah, so each one of those will be 90-minute symposiums that'll host different experts in their fields and allow not only a live Q&A, but an online Q&A through the live stream. We'll have a moderator receiving the questions from the internet, and then they'll be asking those questions during each of those symposiums. So, we're trying to streamline it more or less to make it something that anyone can interact with, however, whatever their comfort level is. We're also going to have, vendors on site who will be selling different things. Again, it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday, September 12th, on some private land. We are asking for people to pre-register on our website.
Okay, you just cut out, so I'm going to continue what you were saying until you get back here. And what you said is that if you're coming to the Energy Fair, you're going to need to pre-register because we can't have a huge crowd, or we want to know exactly how many people are showing up so that if there are 200 or 300 people that have interest in showing up in person, that we can have the necessary protocols in place for parking and other things to make it a safe and smooth event. Now, this is not a profit-making enterprise this year. It's completely free to the public. It's completely free to the vendors, and that's why you're asking for some level of sponsorship. Hopefully Hemp Lucid can be out there and we can get them to kick in some money. Spitzman, you've been silent. What say you about the Crestone Energy Fair? And what's your role?
That's a great question, Diamond. I don't know exactly what my role is. I like to play that fill-in guy. So when my friend Bodie starts stressing out, trying to figure out what to do, then I can come in and help pick up the ball. There were a number of years where I was lead in organizing the event, and gratefully Nick and Lisa have stepped up to take over those roles, which free me up to keep working on my house.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah. The Energy Fair is such a beautiful thing from the standpoint that it is free. It's always been free. It's an open sharing of information. Really love the idea of having the symposiums this year so we can actually generate some more dialogue, as opposed to the normal one-way person standing up there saying, here's all of the information that I have about this subject matter. excited to see what the interaction does this year and what that brings to the surface, especially online when we can attach to a much larger audience than what we're normally accustomed to.
And we're finding that right now, this information is so important. The information on how to live, how to build, how to create your own sustainable energy sources is so much more important now than ever before. And people really need this information. So that's why we felt like it was so important to maintain some level of this continuity, regardless of the way that it ended up, coming together. We needed to have this information out for people. And this year we've really tried to create an online presence both on YouTube and an expanded website so that people can interact with us throughout the year with this information. And we're going to have a library of this stuff for people to access now forever after.
Awesome. Yeah, I have been sharing your channel and your YouTube, and they will. I'll get to you in a second, Lisa. I've been sharing your stuff online, so if you're listening, check out the Crestone Energy Fair's YouTube channel. And because they've been doing stuff on practical stuff where you actually see people that are building earth ships or using alternative construction. You see actual people in the middle of the windy desert trying to grow food, and it's working. So that's what this fair is about. It's about practical solutions to living today. And people are chomping at the bit because of the toilet paper shortage. I mean, they have to know how to grow mullein because that's what you need if there's no toilet paper. All right, I lost you guys. As soon as you're back, it's all you, Bodie. Go.
Are we back?
We're back. So, Lisa, why don't you sum it up?
You can use mullein for toilet paper.
Yeah, mullein for toilet paper. That's
But
everyone has to learn how to grow mullein.
for toilet paper.
Yeah.
So I think the coolest thing is that it's really getting that do-it-yourself culture. And we're going into our 31st year, and it's always been a site that's torn down and then built back up in the next year. So this is the first time we have private property to do a permanent location. So then that gives us opportunities throughout the rest of the year to host workshops, really bring people in for that hands-on component, and then for our locals with job creation. So there will be, we'll have a firewood business going off the site. There's a workshop being built for your metal arts, your leather works. So we're really looking for those sponsors who want to come in at that ground level and our local volunteers to get into a project that supports our economy, creates relationships, works with conflict resolution in interesting situations. So we have a really unique opportunity, but we need everybody's help too getting this site up. So bring your shade, bring your water, radically self-reliant, think Burning Man, that come prepared, pack it in, pack it out, bring your stuff to be self-sustainable, or we'll teach you how when you get there.
Can you talk about the kitchen?
Talk about
I don't
it.
know.
So, one of the things we're trying to do, that's a little different, is we're having what's called a conscious kitchen. So we're not going to be selling food. We're going to be showing people how to make their own food if they want to feed themselves. So that will be an area on site.
Yeah, that's brilliant. One of my favorite restaurants of all time on the East Coast was a seafood restaurant where you pick the fish out of the case like you're in the supermarket, and they give it to you on a piece of paper. And then you can go cook it on any version of grills or smokers or wherever around the facility. So you're on your own at that point. So yeah, that's awesome. Self-reliance.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. There is a portion of the population that relies on their spouse for food and cleaning. I know that's traditional in some people's eyes, but it's disgusting. And I witnessed this with my father. When my mother died, he was literally sitting on the living room floor crying because he didn't know how to cook or clean. I mean, is that how we want to live? It's a sad state if you don't know how to provide for yourself at the most basic level. And with things that are happening today, we need to start turning towards natural alternative remedies and solutions. We need to get back to wildcrafting and just innovative ways of using nature to solve our current problems. That's what the Crestone Energy Fair is all about, and that's why I am honored to be a part of it.
Thank you. We're really happy to have you, Diamond.
Super happy to have you.
So, Diamond, your speech, FYI, is going to be at, I believe, 4:30 p.m. on Saturday. So just in case, people who do want to come want to see you live, they have a little bit more time to get there into the afternoon.
Cool. And then we won't be overwhelmed with millions of people. Which, being in the middle of nowhere, is probably not going to happen. So one other thing that I don't know if we made clear is that if you do, you have to pre-register. Where is that? Is that the Crestone Energy Fair website?
Yes, correct. There's a link on the website that'll allow you to pre-register. It'll also allow you to input your car information, just so we know where you're coming, what you're coming in. We can try to plan in advance for parking. There is a substantial amount of parking spaces available, but we just want to know in advance generally how many people are coming. So if you do plan on coming, we do ask you to pre-register.
And so it's like a secret flash mob. You're not going to know where it is unless you pre-register, and then you'll get the secret address. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're not going to release the address publicly. You have to pre-register in order to find out what that is. That's correct.
Right, because then the feds and the CDC will have a helicopter. What'd you say, Donovan?
There'll be some on-site
surprises. Nice. What did you guys laugh about? I missed it.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
All right, guys, check it out. Crestone Energy Fair, all the links below. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Donovan. Thank you, Crestone. Thank you, Crestone Energy Fair. Thank you, mystery private property owner. And let me get this straight. So he has donated 10 acres to the Energy Fair for long-term use, and you're going to be setting up some kind of sustainability hub on these 10 acres? That's amazing.
That is correct. Not only that, he's donated property for us to inspire a community wood business as well.
That is
and community boneyards for swapping of material.
He's an amazing community rock star.
Wow.
We love him a lot.
Well, I'm going to donate 1 pound of 3 varieties of my best marijuana to the community, and I'll bring that to the Energy Fair. All right.
It's having a fun.
Yes, sir. Free cannabis at the Energy Fair, which is August 12th, 8 a.m. till midnight. I don't know.
September 12th.
Okay. September 12th. What are the times, Nick? And it's 8 a.m.
10 to 10.
Okay.
10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
10 to 10. You heard it here live. And so pre-register for the event. And always a pleasure, guys. And I will see you in Crestone. And that's a boom.